How do you handle someone who doesn't have the same beliefs that you have? Well, one pastor from New Jersey had an encounter with a boy who wasn't taking God as seriously as he was. Now, this is Pastor Eric Dammann. And his reaction to a young boy was shocking to say the least, but he seems proud of it. Take a look.
There was a young man in Calvary. His name was Ben. And I was running a youth group. I was there for a few years. He was a nice kid, but he was one of those kids that was always he's a real smart-aleck. Was a bright kid, which didn't help things, right? Made him more dangerous. And we were outside one day at youth group, and he was just trying to push my buttons, and he was just, kind of not taking the Lord serious. And I walked over to him, and I went, bam! I punched him in the chest as hard as I crumpled the kid. I just crumpled him. I leaned over and I said, Ben, when are you going to stop playing games with God? I led that man to the Lord right there. There's times that might be needed.
Oh.
He was a bright kid, one of those dangerous kids.
No, but seriously, that summarizes fundamentalism in a nutshell, right? Of any religion. Don't watch out for the kids who are thinking for themselves. Remember, they're not supposed to do that. If you find anybody thinking for themselves and they're a bright kid, you punch them in the chest.
Well, thankfully,
and that's how you lead them to the Lord.
Right, and thankfully this pastor set him right by crumpling him, in his own words. By the way, shouldn't he be facing assault charges based on what he just said right there?
Absolutely.
You punched a kid in the chest, and it's one thing to punch a kid in the chest, which is wrong, right? It's another thing to do a sermon about it where you're like boastful. You punched a kid in the chest, and in your own words, as hard as you possibly could.
Yeah. No, he's bragging about it. There's no question that he's bragging about it.
Yeah.
He wanted to tell that story because he thinks he's a tough guy. You hit a kid, you idiot, right? And that's so sad that you're proud of that. How does that lead him to the Lord? But that's the fundamentalist mindset. Violence is the answer. I forgot the question.
Maybe he took some of those in-church MMA classes. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Submit to Jesus. Well, seek to tap out. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know if the authorities are investigating. My sense is probably not. But on the other hand, I know I do this too often, but if it was a Muslim cleric somewhere in America and he said, I led him to Allah by taking a young kid and crumpling him, right? Sorry for the bad accent. And my guess is they would investigate that a little bit more.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well. Now, I don't know. The authorities might investigate this. The media is having a field day with this story. But it's just incredible to me how emboldened this guy is. Like, yeah, I punched a kid in the chest as hard as I could. I crumpled him. I went, bam! What kind of pastor does that? Like, it's amazing to me, amazing. But anyway.
The kind of pastor who might have missed the point of Jesus.